Now, what I'm about to attempt today is something I'm not sure if it's gonna work, but in theory it should, and that's gonna be a 2 Tower Chimps versus a boss. And this is gonna be quite extraordinary if we can manage to do it, because all of the things are pointing to us being able to do this thing. So first off, the towers are gonna be a dark thing, so we're gonna go for a Ray of Doom, and then I'm gonna have a super mines like this. I think I'm gonna start with just like a 2-0-0 on the dark thing, and that should be fine. I'm trying to get the laser cannon as fast as possible, and let's see if we can make this thing happen. So every single little modifier that's been put in and everything about this boss event is just the perfect conditions for us to actually even try and do it. And I'm not sure if this is going to be able to be done like anytime again in the future, so might as well attempt it now. So you guys probably know the modifiers because, well, we already did this video. We just beat the elite one on Chimps mode. So what we're playing today is going to be the normal one, but the things that are really important for us to make this thing happen are the fact that the boss health is at 50% and then the boss speed is at 50%. Now what's going to be annoying is the more health at 250%, which you guys probably already know. Now unlike Chimps mode, on this specific boss event we're playing with custom rounds, and these custom rounds are in general a little bit more difficult. As you guys can see, for example, that was round 4, this is round 5 with a lot more balloons than you would generally meet. But the idea behind this is that you're getting a lot more cash, and that's gonna allow us to afford these like super ridiculously expensive towers that we're going for. It's gonna be the Ray of Doom, which is like 70 what thousand was it, 75k. Okay, that's insane. Then just the super mines by itself is like 125,000, which is absolutely insane. Actually quite difficult to afford in a Chimps game, but has been done before. Also, I was just thinking about the bosses and in which boss would a 2 Tower Chimps run like this be possible, and I think the Bloons is among the perfect candidates for this, right? Because if you think about something like, I don't know, like Vortex, which destroys all projectiles, that's gonna be annoying. FaZe can just jump through the super mines, for example. Plasma Populace has his own immunities, like he burns off the DPS effects, and I'm not like, he's a purple balloon, so in general, like for example, something like the Plasma Accelerator is not gonna work in the first place. We're gonna have purple balloons in 25, and the Darkling cannot pop purple, so let's see how we do on this one. Actually, oh my god, that's actually a lot more purples than I thought. Wait a minute, let me just take the Darkling in my hand and go like this. So we have to save the pierce onto these spikes, it looks like. So as soon as the spike pops the purple layer, we have to cover with the Darkling for the other ones, and this is already now looking at, oh my god, no, this is not good. Let's see how we do now. So the most important thing is once these purple balloons hit the spikes, we need to pop the rest of the layers with the Darkling so that we can save as much as possible from these spikes. Right? I should say we should use these spikes as best as possible only for the purple layer. So let's make sure we do a decent amount of damage like this. That's a lot better than last time actually, and yes, there we go. All right, so I guess we just need to get the spike balls. That's awesome. That was kind of an easy solution, but yeah, we need to get like to the spiked mines, I think, as soon as possible, because if something like this happens on 32, this is gonna be very tricky. I think we're facing kind of the same problem with the lead balloons as we had with the purple ones. So let's see if this is gonna be enough. No, this is actually a lot worse than the purple ones, it looks like. Okay, so let's try and save as many of these spikes as possible. I feel like we might have it here at the back, so let's see how we do. Yeah, we definitely have it at the back. That's very nice. Okay, so this placement actually saved us on the super mines. Well, not the super mines, I should say the spike mines, because I'm gonna make them into the spike mines right now so that we don't have this thing happen to us ever again, because these guys, they have a little bit of an explosion to them. And the tier 1 is about to come out, and tell me, have you guys ever seen a defense versus a boss which looks like this one? A Plasma Accelerator and spiked. I have never seen anything like this, but let's just focus on these mob class moves first, because they are at 250% actually. Yeah, I'm just gonna pop the mob layer like this, and then I'm gonna move there we go, and I'm gonna move the Plasma Accelerator onto Bloons, and look at how fast the HP is going. Oh, it's purples again. Oh my god, it's 41. Come on, man. Can these purples like stop? It's been like a 1 straight minute for sure as we've had these purple balloons coming out, and we cannot do as much damage to the boss, I don't think. Yeah, there we go. That's finally round 41 ending. Okay, so now we can focus it down. Look at this thing. So I'm gonna proc the skull actually so I can show you guys. Let's follow the ceramics first. Let's pop the ceramics like this with the Darkling, make sure they're all done. And I can see some of these green balloons at the back, but it's fine because the Plasma Accelerator ray covers them. And look at this thing. So if I have the focal point like this, look at the Bloons HP just not going down, right? But if I focus it down on top of him, look at how fast it goes. Yeah, that's crazy. I also really like this because we are in total control of how much damage we do. Well, given that Bloons doesn't run into like these spiked mines, I guess, but yeah, we can control how much damage we do, and we can make sure that we don't overwhelm ourselves because there's not that many spikes left in general. We have a couple of spikes at the back, but it's mostly getting being procced by green balloons, which I absolutely don't like. Alright, so let's focus down these mob class balloons, I think, and then we're gonna start around 44, and then we're gonna move our attention towards balloon areas in general, because we procced all the skulls and then we shouldn't have any issues. So let me just focus these guys now like this, and that's gonna be the tier 1, I'm pretty sure, because I think we absolutely have this thing. Yeah, there we go. So tier 1, not particularly that difficult, I'm gonna be honest, but we had some purple balloons, so hopefully they don't, you know, interfere later on. So the next thing that I'm gonna be going for actually is gonna be the Ray of Doom. So let's postpone the spike mine, so let's go for the Ray of Doom first. There it is, round 49, we're gonna get the money for the Ray of Doom right now. So I'm just gonna buy this thing, and I don't think that we're gonna have any issues with pretty much anything until we reach free play, and that's gonna be tier 3 of balloon areas. But let's watch how we're gonna do versus the tier 2 actually, because that guy is gonna be super beefy, I think. And just like that, round 59. So let's see if it was a good decision to buy the Ray of Doom or the super mines. I don't know, I feel like it's not gonna matter too much honestly versus the tier 2 itself. Maybe it's gonna matter versus the other ones, but by the time they reach the tier 3 it's gonna be fine. Oh my god, there's no way. Look at how it's just melting it. It's only 37,500 HP, and you know what, I'm just forgetting that this is like the normal one, plus it has like 50% HP, so yeah. Alright, so Ray of Doom is absolutely melting this thing. I mean, it's not even close, and the fact that this guy summons ceramics, it just makes this whole thing a lot easier, I think. So if I just like kind of fast forward this, I don't think we're gonna have any issues with the small balloons. So look at the back, it's spawning BFBs with 250% HP. Not too terrible as of now, but it's gonna start getting terrifying, I think, starting from the tier 3 actually. So yeah, but this tier 2 is not even an issue, it looks like. So yeah, I can just probably let the Ray of Doom attack like this, and yeah, there we go, it's gonna be fine. So that was a pretty easy tier 2, I'm gonna be honest. Let me just lock this guy, this darling, in place, I think ahead. Yeah, there we go, it's hitting the start of the track. So yeah, we should be good to go. We're gonna get the money for the super mines like before we get the tier 3 for sure. So I'm gonna see you guys in a second for that one. Alright guys, so it's round 79, and this is, well, the point in the game in which things are gonna start taking a different turn from now. So we have $160,000, which means that the money for the super mines is there, so I might as well just buy them right now. So let's get this, and this is how we're gonna hopefully beat the 2 Tower Chimps on a boss, which is, well, absolutely ridiculous when I think about this thing. But just seeing how the super mines perform versus the elite one gives me a lot of hope that this can be done. So 175,000 HP on the tier 3, but keep in mind, starting from this round, we're gonna start seeing some scaled up mob class balloons, and in addition to that, the HP is 250%. So yeah, it's gonna start getting ridiculous. Now, good thing that I'm seeing actually about this boss is that the Ray of Doom is still dealing with it. Definitely a lot slower than the tier 2, like for sure, but yeah, it's definitely dealing with the boss itself. But when we reach the higher tiers, the Ray of Doom is actually not gonna be doing this, I don't think. So actually the way the Ray of Doom works is that the first balloon that it's attacking takes a lot more extra damage, and look at just the mess on screen the balloon area creates. Okay, so we're not gonna be able to use this feature that the Ray of Doom has of it dealing, you know, extra damage to the first balloon in the future, in the like tiers 4 and 5 is what I'm saying, because, well, there's gonna be a lot of balloons blocking our path, and actually it's not even happening like on this tier either that much. Alright, so halfway there, that was, by the way, a huge explosion from the super mines, and yes, there we go. We seem to be dealing with the small balloons as well, but yeah, it's gonna be the last skull. So the Ray of Doom is still doing very well. Let me just kind of have this guy and all these other balloons just start walking in, and then when we proc these super mines, the explosion should be reaching balloon areas somewhat. It's still not. It's still the Ray of Doom doing the majority of the damage, but it's completely fine. And this is actually going quite fast, I want to say, because it's round 81, actually around 82, and there we go. That was a major bang, and there goes the boss. Alright, so that wasn't too difficult. So I guess hopefully the tier 4 and 5 aren't too complicated themselves. I do expect some micro from the Ray of Doom, which is probably gonna need to happen versus bad balloons, but other than that, I think that the damage is gonna be there between these 2 towers. Alright, I actually wanted to watch 97 in particular because this one has 45 ZMGs, and with the HP ramp up, let's see how much the Ray of Doom is. It's not even like 2 like the normal rounds. Like, look at what's happening. It's like 4, I'm pretty sure. And this thing is just straight up struggling to go through them. Thankfully, the super mines, look at the super mines go, by the way. Let's watch 98 as well. So a bunch of 45 ceramics, it looks like beneath them. I think that the ceramics were added just so we make a little extra cash. Look at the ZMGs, so many ZMGs, but these super mines are just taking care of everything. Yeah, the super mines are going to be the true carry in this one, aren't they? Alright, so that's 98. 99 is going to come out in a second. Just watch the Ray of Doom struggle. It's so interesting to me because I'm not used to seeing this tower like struggle versus these types of balloons, yet there it is. And finally, round 100. Alright, so this one a lot beefier than the previous one. Oh, look at this thing. There's actually a bad balloon coming out of this one. I completely forgot. Even though I played through the normal one, like I never expected that I was gonna do like a 2 Tower Chimps run it. So I didn't even bother to memorize the rounds. But wait, that's not like the one. That's 2 bad balloons coming. Is that 3 bad balloons coming out? All right, that's like 7 bad balloons. I'm counting. Maybe there's gonna be more than that. There's like 8 bad balloons. Oh my god, what is happening on this one? Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're looking at 8 bad balloons. And I have a feeling that the bad balloons are gonna be more difficult than the boss itself. So I wasn't paying attention to the first call, but what did Bloonarius spawn on the first call? I don't know. Hopefully it's not bad balloons. I mean, the last one is gonna be spawning bad, so that's gonna be like super difficult. But hopefully this one doesn't. And it looks like the Super Mice is the one that's currently carrying versus these bad balloons, because I don't think the Ray of Doom is doing too much. I mean, I guess if we could target it like this, so it's targeting like the first balloon that the Ray hits is a bad balloon, we can get a lot of DPS out of it. But I want to ignore Bloonarius actually, as funny as that sounds, because I want to deal with the small balloons first. And then when the tier 5 arrives, it's just gonna get crazy, because this guy's summoning only ZOMGs, quote unquote only ZOMGs, because again, these guys are super ramped up, right? But ZOMGs, I don't think they're gonna be that much of an issue, although I say that and there's like only 1 super mine. There's like 2 super mines on the field currently. So yeah, this is gonna get tricky in the tier 5, isn't it? Oh my god, that guy has also like, how much HP is the tier 5 gonna have? Like at least 2 million, right? Or something like that. So that's gonna be the last call on the ZOMGs, and let's just make sure we kind of zoom through these guys with the laser. And that was a big bang actually from the super mines, and that is probably gonna contribute to us beating Bloonarius. Okay, so I'm just gonna focus down Bloonarius with the laser as well, with the Ray of Doom, and that's gonna be the tier 4. And then it's only the tier 5, guys. And I say only the tier 5 because I don't know what the game is gonna throw at us in like these rounds before we reach the tier 5. So this is gonna be like some bad blues. That's gonna be super annoying as well. But I think in general, yeah, the tier 5 is absolutely gonna be the most difficult one out of all of them, because it's gonna summon bad balloons on each skull. So let's see how we do versus those guys. All right, so tier 5 coming out, 1.5 million. Actually, I thought it was gonna be 2 million. That's fine, I guess. But the real trouble is gonna be the summons, which I think it's summoning bad balloons, and these bad balloons are like super ramped up. So let's see how we do on this one. This is the last one, guys. So right off the get-go, a lot of small balloons, and look at the damage. So by this point, like we would have already taken a huge chunk of the HP of the boss, just because, well, you guys saw how the previous ones were going. But not this one. The Ray of Doom Ray is barely going through all these balloons, because there's so many summons from the normal rounds as well. And look at this thing, bad balloons behind. Oh my god, that's an actual nightmare. Please, no more bad balloons, Ninja Kiwi. Oh my god, there's a 45 one as well. All right, Ninja Kiwi, we have to talk. You can't keep doing this. This is gonna be a problem. It's not gonna be Bloonarius itself. I think we pretty much have Bloonarius, because he's got like 1.5 million HP, and our tower sit like 18 million onto the spike and like 20 million onto the Ray of Doom. So it's not gonna be the boss damage, right? It's gonna be these guys. Okay, so I'm trying to focus down these bad balloons, and there goes bad number 1. Let me try and focus down the other one as well. So let me just pop these non-45 ones first, like we did previously, and then we're gonna focus on the 45 one. The 45 one seems to have taken a lot of DPS, but this 45 bad is gonna run into the super mines, and let's hope we get some nice explosions. There we go. Focus on these DDTs. This is getting a little bit closer with each round that we're playing, it looks like. So let me just burn off these guys. We haven't even procced a single skull, and I'm not even sure what awaits us in the next round, because if the normal rounds have like bad balloons in addition to Bloonarius spawning bad balloons, that's gonna be annoying. All right, so here comes the first skull. This is really important. So it's not a 45 bad. That's really good. Is it only one, or is it like 2 of them but really tightly next to each other? I think it's only 1 bad, which, you know what, that's not even too bad. Actually, pretty sure that we can deal with all of the skulls as long as it's only 1 bad balloon, and it looks like it's only 1. Okay, so let's focus on the bad balloon and leave the boss for a second, if that's possible. Just proc these super mines, please. And that's still not enough damage for the bad balloon. Yeah, these guys are ramping up so much with their HP. All right, so 123, a bunch of 45 ZOMGs, super annoying, but let's make sure we proc at least like 1 more skull while Bloonarius is here outside of the range of the super mines. Can we do that? I don't think the Ray of Doom damage is that big, but it's eventually gonna happen, I think. Yeah, there we go. So this thing is gonna happen right now at about 750,000 HP. So let's try and laser down this other bad balloon as well, and it's round 123. Oh my god. Thankfully, no bad balloons from the normal rounds yet, so that's very good. And let's just deal with this bad as well. Let me just laser down the Moab so they didn't proc super mice. Actually, it doesn't really matter that much. As expected, guys, the tier 5 was always gonna be the trickiest one out of all of them. I mean, it's still somehow going, because we are about, I would say about 60% of the way there. And as I say that, there's a 45 bad incoming. Oh my god, just stop. It's not even 1, it's 2 45 bads, dude. We cannot deal with these guys. Like, they're super strong for us. Oh my god, is this gonna coincide with the timing when Bloonarius is gonna run into all of these super mice and is gonna spawn an extra bad by itself? No, let's just try and pop these guys as fast as possible. Yeah, this is gonna be the big one. So all of them at the same time. This is gonna be the last skull, by the way, but they're gonna run into these super mice. So these super mice are gonna trigger the skull for sure, but we need to deal with the 45 ones first. There goes the skull. Oh my god, that's insane. And they're gonna trigger the ones at the bottom. So no super mice left on the field, and we still haven't popped the 45 bats. Yikes, that's the first one going. That was the DDTs. Let me try and pop the second one. Actually, let's just get rid of the 45 DDTs. So I think that they're the most annoying ones. Now we're gonna focus on the other ones. But this is this even happening, guys? I don't know. Let's focus on these guys. Now let me just micro it like this. And then actually, I think we should be focusing down the bad balloon and not the ZOMGs, right? Because the bad is like the most annoying layer out of all of them. Maybe the super mines can take care of everything else. And by the way, look at Blooners. He's just like quietly popping in the background while we're struggling with its summons out of all things. No, this is gonna get really difficult at the back. Like there's a full bad balloon just incoming. I'm not sure if this is even happening. Is it happening, guys? I don't know. Like these guys are gonna proc all the super mines. It looks like, oh no, this is not looking good. Like there's a full bad balloon just being alive, and I'm gonna need some super mines. The DTs are coming out. No, that's not gonna work. Not that many super mines here on the right side, and it's gonna be pretty much about the same thing as previously, although we did get the pop onto the Bloonaria skull a little bit earlier. But I guess the problem is gonna be the same, right? It's just gonna be dealing with the leftovers. So I'm just gonna play this on 3x speed. I just want to see how much damage we're doing to these guys, and then maybe we can even restart from round 120 if necessary. But I'm not sure, guys. I don't know. Like, all of these bats are still alive and their leftovers still alive. So maybe if we have like some smaller leftovers from the bat, or maybe if we have like more spiked mines at the back, maybe we can make it work. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I mean, it's not looking that good, but this is probably a little bit better than last time, is it? Oh, no more super mines left. So unless we get some super mines getting triggered on the sides, this is probably not gonna work. I mean, I'm keeping the ray of I don't see what's happening, by the way, because it's so big. And oh, that's ridiculous. That was so close. Look at what we have now. So all of these guys are stacked on top of each other, which was a pretty lucky pop at the same time in which the 45 bats were on top of Lunarius. But let's see how we're doing. So I'm gonna need these guys to start popping actually a little bit faster, please. There we go. We're getting the pops onto the, oh no, those DDTs, they cleaned out a huge chunk of our super mines. Okay, so we need to save the super mines in the back. Maybe we can do some shenanigans with this. So maybe if we can like slowly pop these UMGs. Nah, that's not gonna work, because we have like 3 super mines in the back, and that's probably not gonna work, especially not versus the 45 UMGs. I don't think there's like 1 super mine in the back. Like, please just give me a super mine here, just 1 more spawn in the back, and we should be okay. 1 more now. This is looking it actually happened. We actually got a super mine at the back and it cleared everything, and I think that's about it. As long as we don't get some bats or 45 bats from the normal rounds, I think that's it, guys. Oh, that was ridiculous actually, with the mines at the back. 127, just like, please don't give me any bats and 45 bats or 127. There goes Bloonarius, by the way. It popped. And you know what, I don't think there are any bad balloons on this round unless there's like an NGK surprise at the end, and nope, they're not. That's insane. We actually did it. That was, I think, I'm not sure if it's the first ever, but that was a 2 Tower Chimps on a boss, which I don't think has ever happened before. At least I've not done it personally before. Look at the pops, by the way. 28 million on the Spike Factory and 24. So the Spike actually took over the Ray of Doom. Really interesting. But yeah, goes to show how good this tower is, and we actually did it, guys. 2 Tower Chimps on a boss. What a ridiculous boss this is. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this one. Thank you guys so much for watching the video, and I'm gonna see you on the next one.